Imagine an island paradise, rich in resources, yet facing an uncertain future. This is the story of Nauru, a tiny nation with a history as complex and compelling as its landscape is unique. The story of Nauru begins long before European contact, around 3,000 years ago. The first inhabitants of Nauru were believed to have migrated from Southeast Asia. These early settlers developed a unique culture and society, perfectly adapted to the island environment. Their traditions and way of life were deeply intertwined with the natural world. For centuries, the Nauruan people lived in harmony with their island home. They developed sustainable practices that allowed them to thrive on limited resources. Fishing and farming were central to their survival, providing sustenance and shaping their daily lives. They understood the delicate balance of their ecosystem. The Nauruans also ingeniously harvested guano, the rich phosphate deposits left by seabirds, using it as a natural fertilizer for their crops. This resource would later define their destiny. The 19th century brought European interest to Nauru, driven by the discovery of its vast guano deposits. These deposits were seen as a valuable resource for agriculture in other parts of the world. In 1888, Nauru was annexed by Germany, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the island's history. The island became a German protectorate, subject to German laws and administration. This annexation would have profound and lasting consequences for the Nauruan people and their way of life. It ushered in an era of resource exploitation and foreign influence. Under German rule, Nauru entered a period of intense resource exploitation. German companies began extracting guano on a large scale, driven by profit. This extraction had a significant impact on the island's environment and the traditional way of life of the Nauruan people. The focus shifted from sustainability to maximizing resource extraction. During World War I, Nauru was captured by Australia, ending German control. The war brought further disruption to the island and its people. In 1920, the League of Nations granted a mandate to Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom to administer Nauru. This marked the beginning of a new era of foreign administration. The British Phosphate Commission, BPC, was established to manage the phosphate industry on Nauru. This commission would play a crucial role in the island's economic development for decades to come. The BPC intensified phosphate extraction, further transforming the island's landscape. The focus remained on maximizing profits from the island's resources. This intensified extraction had a devastating impact on the environment, leaving large areas of the island barren and uninhabitable. The long-term consequences were largely ignored in the pursuit of short-term economic gains. After World War II, Nauru became a UN trust territory, still under Australian administration. The United Nations aimed to guide the island towards self-governance and independence. Despite the UN oversight, phosphate extraction continued to be the dominant economic activity. The environmental damage continued unabated. Nauru achieved independence in 1968, becoming the world's smallest republic. This was a moment of great hope and optimism for the Nauruan people. With independence came the opportunity to control their own destiny and manage their own resources. However, the legacy of phosphate extraction would continue to shape their future. The phosphate industry dominated Nauru's economy for decades after independence. The island became incredibly wealthy, but this wealth was built on a finite resource. The environmental damage caused by phosphate extraction was significant, leaving large areas of the island uninhabitable. The long-term consequences of this damage were not fully understood at the time. As phosphate deposits began to dwindle in the 1990s, Nauru faced a severe economic crisis. The island's wealth evaporated, leaving it struggling to survive. The economic crisis led to widespread unemployment and poverty. Nauru became increasingly dependent on foreign aid to meet the basic needs of its people. Today, Nauru faces numerous challenges, including unemployment, poverty, and environmental degradation. The legacy of phosphate extraction continues to haunt the island. The island's economy remains heavily dependent on foreign aid, making it vulnerable to external pressures. Finding sustainable solutions to these challenges is crucial for Nauru's future. Nauru is actively seeking to diversify its economy, moving away from its reliance on phosphate. The island is exploring opportunities in tourism and offshore financial services. These diversification efforts are essential for creating a more sustainable and resilient economy. the future of Nauru depends on its ability to adapt to a changing world. The story of Nauru is a cautionary tale about the dangers of resource dependence and the importance of sustainable development. It is a reminder that even the smallest nations can have a profound impact on the world. What will Nauru's future hold? Only time will tell, but the resilience and ingenuity of the Nauruan people offer hope for a brighter tomorrow. Now, we encourage you to delve deeper into the history of Nauru. Research the environmental impact of phosphate mining, explore the cultural traditions of the Nauruan people, and consider the challenges faced by small island nations in the 21st century. Share this video with others to raise awareness about Nauru's story and the importance of sustainable development. Let's learn from the past to build a better future for all.